Hey you guys, PJD here. I hope you're all doing well. First, before I get into anything beauty related, I want to talk to you about something that's not related to beauty. Well, maybe indirectly, but you may have seen in your local grocery store this Tropicana Farm Stand. It's a new brand of juice by Tropicana, 100% fruit and vegetable juice. This particular flavor, as you may see here, is strawberry banana. Look at the ingredients right here, right? So it's a blend of sweet potato, apple, carrot, banana, and grapes, right? Okay, great. This is really in the same mindset as the V8 Splash. I'm not a V8 Splash fan. You'll probably never see that in my cart. This I decided to pick up just on a whim. I'm not even a banana fan. I don't like bananas. But I don't know, something just said buy it, try it, why not? So good. And I don't taste the bananas in it really. I really taste more of the strawberry and then something else, maybe the apple undertone. Anyway, it's delicious. Go and get it. This is how many ounces? It says 130 calories per 8-ounce serving. This is 46 fluid ounces right there at the bottom. Really, really delicious. So yeah. Oh, and at the top right here, my camera can't get all that in frame, but it says 1 serving of vegetable and 1 serving of fruit for every 8-ounce serving. So delicious. Love it. You probably want to get that in your life. Okay, other things. This is just a quick what's new this week video before I finish editing my baby foot video. But this right here is from Afroveda. It just came in. I ordered this I don't know, a while ago, but you know, it takes a little bit of time for things to come in from Afroveda. So anyway, I ordered the last time they had a 30% off sale, I ordered this. I've never used it before. Sweet Roots Licorice and Marshmallow. It's a leave-in moisturizer. I can tell you that it smells delicious, but I'll do all that stuff in the review. It's right here. It says 10 fluid ounces. Great. So there we go with that. I also ordered this product right here, the Moringa Supreme Ginseng Detangling Spray. Now, look at that packaging. I purchased it previously during Black Friday, and it was in this packaging. So they kind of changed their packaging up a bit again, which I feel like, and maybe it's just because it takes so long between orders, I feel like they're always changing their packaging, which, hey, keep it fresh. Doesn't matter to me necessarily, but, or at all, really, as long as the product is the same inside. So anyway, I ordered that, but I'll be reviewing that soon. You know, I'm almost done with, oh, you can't tell, but really it's at the end with this one, which is why I wanted another one before I can do a review of anything. I just felt I need to talk about this very, very quickly. I showed this during, I guess, my first video of the year because this was in kind of a haul. This is from Butter London, which you know that is a 3-free formula nail polish brand, and they have also their acetone-free nail polish remover. This particular one I showed you because it came as a trio. This is just one that I haven't used yet. This is the peppermint, because these are scented nail polish removers. This particular one was the cranberry. As you can see, I'm at the very tail end. Yes, I do my nails a lot, but I don't think this remover, at least this bottle, should have been finished this quickly. I feel like I needed to use more of it to get the polish off than usual. And I'm not talking about glitter polish, it's just regular. Also, it has this oily feeling that it leaves behind, which I don't know, maybe that's to nourish your cuticles or something. But yeah, I wouldn't buy this again. And the main thing is I bought it because I wanted a scented nail polish remover. I thought that would be cool, but really it smelled more like regular nail polish remover and less like cranberries. But you did get a whiff of it, but nothing special. So I won't be looking to get that again. I'll finish those up. Oh, I mentioned this during Black Friday. I showed this in my haul. This is from e.l.f. This is their $3 matte. As you can see, this text is coming off right now, but this is their $3 matte lip color. And this particular color is in, this one's in rich red. May not be able to see that. Okay, good. But let me swatch this for you because it is a really good red. Okay, and it also has some staying power. It's not supposed to be a lip stain or anything like that, but I do notice that after wiping it off, some of it remains. So it does have some staying power to this product, and that's the shade of red. Rich red. Let me wind it up so you can see it. Yeah, by e.l.f. and it's only $3, so, you know, it's not bad at all. There we go. Back of the tube. It's not an exact match, but close enough. All right. Oh, I wanted to also show you this. These are not bad at all from e.l.f. These are their jumbo eyeshadow sticks. I think these cost about $2. And this particular color is Feeling Lucky, which maybe you can see that. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to swatch this for you. Now, let me tell you, if I use this without a base, crease city all over the place, probably wouldn't last 2 seconds on my oily lids. But with a primer, it's pretty good. And look at that color. Right, like a brownish, but like with some gold flecks in there a little bit. Maybe you can see that. Yeah, so it's a nice color. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Okay, good. And you would have to sharpen it. Okay, so that was about $2, so not bad from e.l.f. Yeah. And it's creamy, very creamy and smooth. See, look at that. Yeah, look at that. And look at the lipstick. Okay, let me see if I can take some off. See what I mean? How some stays behind. It's not promoted as a stain, but it has really some staying power on here. But the jumbo, I think, not so much. And on my oily lids, definitely it will crease up. But yeah, just use a primer and you should be fine. That's that. Okay, good. Now just moving on very quickly. So I know a lot of people are interested in the OPI Liquid Sand collection, as I was initially, but then I saw a couple of pictures online and I just didn't think it looked that great. I instead opted for the Zoya Pixie Dust. I did a post on it. It's probably after this video. It's the last post that you'll see on my text-based blog. And Pixie Dust from Zoya, it's $1 more than their typical $8 polishes, so you would get this at the $9 price. The red one is named China with a Y. And the other color, which is probably my favorite, is right here, NYX. If it would focus, NYX. Now I have to tell you, this is very special. It's not only special because it's their textured polish, much like the OPI Liquid Sand, but it's a matte with sparkle. Can you imagine? Because you don't think of matte having a sparkle, but let me just, I just have to. Now, I already have this featured as a nail of the week on my blog, text-based blog, so you can see that with the pictures, but let me just show you quickly. One layer is thin, right? So it looks more like a little silvery light thing. You can still see my nail bed. 2 layers after this is done, and I'm just going to do the red one in the meantime, so you can see that too. But once you get 2 layers on, you won't be able to see my nail bed. You may have to like put a few of the sparkles in some of the other locations just to really balance it out and even it out. But 1 layer is definitely not enough for me. But once I get 2 on, you'll see I think it's really, really beautiful. And when it dries as a matte, which hopefully will be done by the end of this video. And let me stop stalling and do the red one, so you can see both of them. But the red is fine too, but my favorite is by far the silver NYX. Never mind the application, I'm just doing this to show you one coat. Let's see, let's get that to focus. And maybe you can tell it looks a little gritty, but that's the texture that's really going to come to the fore once it dries. Let me just get this one. I'll do a second heavier coating of this. Sorry if you can't see, I'm just trying to get this on. Oops. I can't wait until this dries because it's really beautiful that it's a matte. Look at that, look at that. It's like a silver with blue undertones, but wait until it dries. So that will likely happen at the very end of this video or before that, because it doesn't take an extremely long time to dry. But I'll just allow you to see that, and I'll do the red one now too. Really, really, really pretty. And again, don't worry about the sloppiness. I just want you to see these 2 colors. So let's allow that to dry, and then you'll see those later. But yeah, love it. Other thing, I got a sample from Sephora, the Dr. Perricone Blue Plasma, because I didn't want to spend $98 for their cold plasma. Basically, like many of the other things on the market today, it's telling you that if you put this on before your moisturizer, but on clean skin, once you put this on, it's supposed to, over time, make your skin more supple, give you a really nice, even tone, make your skin more plump, reduce any wrinkles or anything that you may see on your face. But again, 98 bucks, so I didn't want to just buy it straight out. So I asked for a sample, got this teeny tiny sample, which I've been using. But I can tell you 2 reasons why I was hoping that I wouldn't really fall in love with this. One, because it's $98 and I didn't necessarily want to have a $98 product in my everyday rotation. Let me just show you this blue plasma, because it's blue, light blue, and you can see it on the Sephora website. But the other reason I didn't want to like this is because, ooh, got some off, but anyway, the other reason is because it smells like fish. When you put it on, it smells like fish, and that's a disgusting scent to have on your face. I don't like that at all. But when it dries, of course, you don't, or at least I don't smell the fishy scent still there. But perhaps if someone's close enough, they will smell it. I hope not. But once you put your moisturizer on, it should get rid of that. But let me just kind of show you. Let me open this so you can see what you're supposed to do. Once your skin is clean, you take this and you put it over your skin and rub it in, and it's a leave-on. It stays on. And again, over time, it's supposed to make your skin look more supple and plump and feel better, get rid of any fine lines or anything that you may have, and just overall improve the appearance of your skin and give you a really nice, even gorgeous tone. That's what the purpose of cold plasma is. You can read more about that on the Sephora site too. But so far, so good. I like it. I would definitely need to try more samples than this one. But it's also in the same line as, and I hauled this a long time ago, but I only really started using it consistently like about 3 weeks ago. I was scared to use it before because they did say that it could potentially darken, if you have any dark spots or anything like that on your face, it could darken it. And I was like, whoa, okay, so you may not be for me. And so I was hesitant to use it, but then I decided to go for it. And it's been fine. I haven't seen, and I do have a dark spot from a hyperpigmented spot from a bump, and I haven't seen it darken or do anything weird, so this has been fine. But also, I've been using, whenever I have this on my face, I also put on an SPF 15 or higher, I think it's a 30 actually, moisturizer, so that helps that. But this is the Bliss Peeling Groovy Facial Serum. Okay, and same thing like the plasma, but this is not as expensive. This one I think was about 50 something bucks or 40 something bucks. But when I review this, then we'll go through the prices and everything. And I would definitely love to compare the Dr. Pericones to this one, but I don't really want to interchange too many of these serums. I want to see which one does what and just work with it and leave it on my skin for a consistent period of time, and then transition to another one and see which one works best. I think that's the best way to do a comparison, instead of like 1 week with this one, next week with that one. Although I do think I do have a general feeling of which one I prefer. Other thing, which I know I've spoken of this before and I've definitely reviewed it, by Jurlique. Now this one is not a leave-on, but the reason I even invested or began using this one is because I still wanted to have the glow on my skin that I would get from the Jurlique Fruit Enzyme Exfoliator. But I ran out of this one, which now I already have my box is filled with it. Again, I got a second supply of that, so I'm back in shape with that. But I wanted to, in the interim, use something else, and that's what I started using. And I do like this Peeling Groovy serum. But this, again, is something that only stays on your face, the Jurlique one, for 5 minutes, and then you have to wash it off. So this is one that stays with you all day. Both of these would be, as opposed to the enzyme, which I generally do at night, and I still have the beautiful effects of it in the morning. So it's really to just figure out what I want to have as a part of my beauty arsenal and then move from there. Other thing that I'm going to say quickly before I leave, because time just goes very quickly in YouTube land. Someone asked me a question about the Inglot gel eyeliners that I've spoken about, and I've reviewed this before because I love it and they're great. But I can show you this right now. Dry. Well, pretty much dry. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Wait, focus. So it's matte, and I scraped that, so never mind that. It's matte, 2 coats, but it's also sparkly. And it's a textured polish, so you feel the like little grains. And for removal, I'll tell you, it's just as, you know, work intensive as it would be to remove a glitter polish. The red is not my favorite. It's okay. It's okay. Wait, let me get that to focus. The red is okay, but for me, the red just doesn't have the beauty of this one. The silver is by far my favorite. I may go back and get the gold, but the red is okay. It's definitely okay, but the this one is just phenomenal to me. Love that. All right, so someone asked me about the longevity of these Inglot gel eyeliners, and never mind all that, my finger dipped into it and I accidentally made all those smudges. But yeah, so they're creamy initially, and then someone says, well, do they stay creamy? Well, let me show you some of the ones that I got, for example, in my last Black Friday haul, not from 2012 but from 2011. Look at the brown one. See this crack here, right? So that crack, I noticed, happened on all of the gel Inglot gel eyeliners that I've had for some time. However, let me show you this. Yes, it may have cracked, but still creamy, right? Still vibrant and still really, really pigmented and looks great on your eyes or your eyelids. I can show you another one. This is probably the first one that I got, and really cracked as well. But so they all kind of do this Splitsville thing in the jar. But let me show you this. This is kind of my saving grace. Remember, I hauled this a very long time ago from Inglot, and look how much I've used so far, like hardly anything. This is their Duraline product. It costs $9 typically, but if you wait till Black Friday, then of course you get the discounted price. What you do is take a single drop of this, is really all you need, well, depending on how much. And they say, of course, this is for Inglot products, but it's really for, I've used it on non-Inglot products and it works quite well. So I'm just going to use this dropper right here. Hopefully that's focusing, so I want you to see that. Okay. Just have this little drop, and this is what it does. It restores the original consistency on your products. Wait, look at that. So it brings it back. Now really that one drop was almost like too much. So don't worry about the fact that it's cracked, because look at that. Right, and that's just how it's going to dry on your waterline or wherever you decide to put this gel eyeliner. So it restores it. So I think $9 is well worth the price. So it's not like these, even though they are not as moist as they may have been when I first purchased them, I could always get it back to that same level of consistency by using this Duraline product. And again, I've used Duraline on non-Inglot products. It works beautifully. Let me show you an example. My color tattoo, this is in Rich Mahogany. I think this is a Maybelline product, right? So yeah, Rich Mahogany, it's nice, but it has lost a little bit of its creaminess that I had initially. So I would just take my Duraline. And remember, if you recall, when I first mentioned Duraline on this site, the main purpose of Duraline is not only to restore the gel or these cream eyeliners that you may have, but also to take a powdered, look at that, you can just see it becoming creamy, right? But it's also to take a powdered eyeshadow, and you put the Duraline on it, and it will turn your powdered eyeshadows into a cream shadow. So I think Duraline is worth it on so many levels, and I love it. You don't want to put too much, otherwise it will become, you know, a bit oily, but it can like bring, I feel, almost like any product back to life. So I love that. So yeah, not to fear. If it does get a little hard on you, just use Duraline. If you purchase that, I think you'll be in really, really good shape. Sorry if that's out of focus. All right, other thing that I want to mention to you, and I don't know if this is going to be infringing on any like copyright rules or regulations or anything, but in the latest issue of Essence magazine, the one with LL Cool J on the cover, they have this book, Living and Dying in Brick City by Samson Davis. He is one of 3 doctors. You may remember their first book, which was called The Pact. Let me zoom in on their faces. There they go. These are about 3 young men from New Jersey who really helped each other. They made a pact that they would help one another to get through school, then get through college, also to become doctors. And they really all held on to the pact and helped one another. And they wrote a book about how they all became doctors. And really their ultimate goal, well, professionally at least, is to have a medical center where they will all, one is a dentist, I believe, the other is a general practice doctor, and the other, I forgot what his specialty is, but at any rate, they plan on having their own medical center, which is really nice. But now Samson has branched out, and I later learned that some of the other guys had their own books as well. But Samson has this book entitled Living and Dying in Brick City. It is now out. This book is really about many of the illnesses that he has seen in the inner city, particularly where he came from, the neighborhood that he came from in Brick City, which for those of you who don't know, that's New Jersey. And they would come in with the same illnesses, the same conditions, shootings or diabetes. And, you know, he's seeing these repeat conditions, or wrote a book about many of the people that he has encountered as a doctor in Brick City. And if time remains, I had recorded, or one day when I was filming some stuff, I recorded just me reading to you an excerpt from the book that I had on my iPhone. So hopefully, if it's not infringing on any copyright stuff, I'll insert it. If not, I'll just tell you I haven't finished it because I had just read the sample, because I was reading that before it was really out in stores. It's now out and available. I believe February 12th is when it came out. You can also get the ebook, which I'm going to get. Great read. So hopefully I can insert that here, and I hope you're all doing really well. Thanks for subscribing and watching, and see you soon. Bye. So I just wanted to read a very quick excerpt from this book. The name stopped me cold. Don Moses. I knew a Don Moses, and I knew right away it had to be him. I'd been in my residency for several months, but this was my first day on duty in the trauma unit at University Hospital, one of the training centers in Beth Israel's network. I'd made it to the conference room early for the morning report. Coffee cup in hand, my green scrubs and white lab coat spotless. The least I could do was look polished. There would be lots of gray hair and experience in the room, and I'd heard that these sessions could be brutal. Word was the senior surgeons often challenged the medical actions taken the night before by their less experienced colleagues, and they didn't think twice about knocking an ill-prepared resident down to size. Fortunately for me, as a newbie, I wasn't on the hot seat. My plan was to lie low, watch, and learn, but I couldn't take my eyes off of the green chalkboard at the front of the room, and that name, in white chalk, crossed out, with a word written next to it in all caps, deceased, Don Moses. It jumped out from the long list of patient names and data. The age seemed about right, 31, just 4 years older than me, and he probably would have come to this hospital since it was close to the old neighborhood. He'd been shot several times, had made it through surgery, and had been in the surgical intensive care unit. And then that line through his name. My eyes froze there, my knees went weak, and I eased into my seat for the morning report. Suddenly, my cool began to melt. The cotton lab coat that I had pulled on just moments earlier now felt like wool, and the once ice-cold conference room was starting to feel like a sauna. Don Moses. We called him Snake. All right, that's all I'm going to share, but, right? I think it's well written. Now, I see that this book is written with Lisa Frazier Page. I don't know if she's just kind of the lyrical, or I shouldn't say lyrical, the person who has taken his thoughts, his stories, his ideas, and crafted them and to a form that would flow just as what I just read to you. But nevertheless, I'm going to be reading Living and Dying in Brick City. Essence also, let me just say this quickly, they are doing online through the Essence.com website. They've kind of, I guess, revitalized this book club that I guess they once had. But anyway, they're bringing it back, and they are starting with a book called A Perfect Marriage. I did download that one. Yeah, okay. But anyway, I'm going to be reading Living and Dying in Brick City, so I'm happy about that. Now.